Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So on today I am also going to be talking about this Blonde Brilliance line, some of the things that I use, and just kind of getting into it because bleaching hair for me is rather new. I will say that. And I also decided, because I went through the last video I did today, because this is my second time recording today, just in case you're tuning into this video because you didn't see the last one. I had my fan on and I turned it off because I didn't want you guys to hear it. So I'm gonna burn up for a little bit just to talk about this video, not to talk about this video, to talk about this Blonde Brilliance, and then I'll turn it back on afterwards. But I didn't want that noise in the video. So anyways, talking about the Blonde Brilliance. So I know I've been swamping you guys with like hair stuff recently, but I did change my color for those that, you know, can clearly see a difference, who have been watching me for a while and know that my hair color has changed. And it's kind of like when your car gets like a new engine. It's like you get a new engine and now you have to change everything else around the engine, right? Because all the stuff that was around the engine was used to the engine being a certain type of way, and then you took it out and you got another one. Well, same thing with my hair. So now that my color is different, much lighter, I have to find ways to blend my clip-ins. I'm in the process of actually redying, like also like not redying, like bleaching up like old hair, because now the hair is like too dark, but there's nothing wrong with it, so I don't want to get rid of it. But in this video specifically, we're going to talk about the Blonde Brilliance and basically what led me to the point where I decided that I was going to use their stuff. And I'm just going to go through all the things that I do have from them, how I use them. But before I do that, let's just start with why I decided to use Blonde Brilliance. So I knew that I was going to have to bleach hair, and this is actually a result from nothing but Blonde Brilliance stuff, okay? Which this hair is actually not the hair in my head right now. The hair in my head right now is just my Peruvian straight hair bleached up, okay? This hair is actually a Malaysian body wave that I actually haven't gotten around to talking about yet, but we're gonna get there, okay? But yeah, so with this Blonde Brilliance, and I was also mentioning, because my mind is all over the place, how I've been swamping you guys with all this hair stuff was what I was saying. But as I like go through life and I'm using this stuff, I'm like, I don't want to wait around too long before talking about it. So yeah, that's why I want to get all of this out. So I'm sorry if I got, you know, my bath bombers and stuff like that that tune in for my essentials, which you guys know I love. But I have to get this stuff out. So, okay, anyways, why I decided that I was going to use Blonde Brilliance. I wanted to bleach my hair. Actually, I was trying to do everything besides bleach my hair until I came to the conclusion that the only way that I was going to be able to get the color that I wanted with how light my hair was after using the new box dye that I use now, I came to the conclusion that I had to bleach. So I decided that I wanted to opt for the best bleach. I know a lot of girls use BW2, and even though I personally have never purchased BW2 and I have never used BW2, I've been in a room with someone that has been using BW2 and I had to help them bleach their bundles. And I can still talk about it in comparison to why I would not buy BW2. Because I saw that when I was kind of looking through videos, seeing like, how do I want to lift this hair? What do I want to do? And I saw this video where this girl compared, and it was such a good video, where she compared the BW2 to the Blonde Brilliance. This is besides my own experience, but it was just, the blonde was so much brighter, healthier, the hair was healthier, because the Blonde Brilliance is mixed with keratin infusion and like these natural oils. So I have the lightener, Okay, I also have the 35 volume developer, and I also have this Ash Blonde's conditioner toner. I'm going to talk about all these sizes, everything. I'm going to get into it. So if we're talking about the lightener, because I also bought this size first, which is about $13 for this size. I think this is 8 ounces. Yeah, 8 ounces. And after using it, I was like, well, I just went ahead and got this size because I'm like, I'm a Blonde Brilliance user officially. There's no, I will never buy this size again. I literally kept this size to show you guys in the video, just to show you guys, you know, everything that I have since I'm talking about this line. But the lightener is an infusion. It says extra strength with hydrolyzed keratin, which is protective and conditioning. Extra moisture with coconut oil, which reduces dryness, and mango oil, which is softening and smoothing. All these claims are true. Okay, now this hair that you're going to see here, that I'm just going to show you guys for a second, this is the new hair that I got. Like I said, this is Malaysian Body Wave. I'm not going to tell you guys which vendor because I haven't gotten around to talking about this hair quite yet. But as you can see, this hair is probably a little bit different from even the hair that I have in my head. And that was a whole process and a half because I experimented so much with these bundles that I got. Girl, I'm surprised I have any hair left. But like I said, this isn't even the new hair that's on my head. But, and this is like I bleached this up and then I had to watercolor it down because it was too bright. So it's a little bit, you know, but I would rather have it look like this because the way that it was looking, that was not going to go into my head. It was just, it wasn't going to work. But with this hair, this is all a result of Blonde Brilliance. I did not watercolor this hair. I might though, because now I know exactly what I want the hair to look like, and I'm out of the experimental phase, which is not a joke. Okay, it is not a joke trying to figure out what works, especially when you change up your color, especially when your color is a full head like mine. Okay, so I used this Blonde Brilliance. I bleached this hair. I lifted it like 3 times. So the first time I bleached it all the way through. The second time I target bleached it in areas, and the third time I also target bleached. When I say target bleach, I mean I only put it on areas that I really wanted to go. Okay, and then I toned it using the Ash Blonde's conditioning toner. That result equaled this. This is what I got from doing this process. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And as you can see, not only does the hair smell good, but it's like healthy. It's still very, very manageable, usable. It got kind of straight over here, but this bundle in particular, I watercolored it first, then I tried to put the box dye on it before I opted to the bleaching option. So this bundle in general just went through a lot. And the funny thing was, when I bleached this hair up, the Peruvian straight hair, you know, the hair became like thicker and more healthier, like after I bleached the hair using this stuff. Okay, and the smell is like tolerable. When I was telling you guys that I never bought the BW2, but I was in a room with someone that was using the BW2, literally all the windows have to be open, everything has to be open. Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your car keys, because it's gonna melt everything around you. Okay, it is just so strong. That scent is like, it is so strong, and it just gets up in those nostrils and it just lingers, you know. The Blonde Brilliance is still bleach, but it's a more pleasant scent, and I think that it's a lot more toned down. And it has such a great lift, and it is a 35 developer. Okay, so a lot of girls, I know they like the 40, especially with the BW2. But this one only comes in, I think, 25 or 35 for the Blonde Brilliance, and I just get 35 because I want the, you know, the biggest lift, because my hair is really light. So I'm just going to go through and talk about all this stuff. So the powder lightener, okay, this is the actual bleach powder. Like I said, this size in particular is, I think, $13, maybe $14. But if you're someone that uses this bleach, like uses this bleach, I just will get this size, which is the 1.76 pound one. And this is about $27 give or take, so in the 30s range. But then you won't have to keep buying a whole lot of these, which is honestly just going to take your money over time. And making sure I'm still recording, because I know that this is probably going to be a lot of chatter, chit, because I have to really talk about all this stuff for you guys, because I want you guys to know about it. And I want you guys to go buy Blonde Brilliance for bleaching your hair, because it is better bleach, honestly. I don't use this on my natural hair at all, okay? I use box dye, and I try to get my bundles to match my hair. And this is what I use, because it's just better than buying 17,000 box dyes, which wouldn't even work anyway. You have to lift the hair. So this is the bleach of choice. But just to let you guys know, I don't put this on my natural hair at all. Okay, I know there's people out there that do put it on their natural hair. I don't. Okay, so just letting you guys know that. But I was also thinking, because you know, the box dye I use, and I did review it, it does have this blonding powder. I'm convinced that is like slight bleach, which I'm completely fine with, because you know what, it already happened, I already did it, and I already love it, okay? And I was thinking, like, instead of using their blonding powder, why not put a smidget, just a smidge of the Blonde Brilliance, because this has hydrolyzed keratin, coconut oil, and mango oil. I mean, it was totally nourishing to the hair, honestly, and that is something you can see right off the bat. There's no lies with that. But okay, so the powder lightener is the actual bleach, and then you have the 35 developer. Like I said, it only comes in 25 and 35. 25 I would probably buy for if you want to get a toner or something else. Then maybe you might just need 25 developer from them. But for the actual bleach, I would recommend all time 35 developer, because it is just going to lift it to that full potential, the fullest potential that it can go, you know, the 9 levels. And with this stuff smells amazing. Like I said, their stuff, it smells good. Like, the developer smells good. And the bleach kind of smells good too. Not that I'm going to inhale bleach, especially not a powder bleach at that. But, you know, it actually smells really good. And I've bought a lot of developer because, as you guys know, if you're a bleacher, developer, you know, it runs out faster. And then I also got this Ash Blonde's conditioning toner that I use to ash the hair down from the brassiness. But I'm starting to learn through all this experimenting that brass is kind of a little bit like what I need. So I'm not going to say this is a bad product. I'm going to say that this is actually a great product. It does exactly what it says it's going to do. It brightens up the brass. It ices it out. It ices it out. It ices it down beautifully, perfectly. But for what I'm looking for, I learned that I didn't actually need this. So I don't really need this, but if you're somebody that would like to try this because you are trying to get brass and redness and yellow out or tone it down, this is perfect for icing that right out. They also have a brass corrector. Not that I'll be getting that because I need all the brass in the world, right? I'm a brassy blonde. That's just what I am. And I own that, okay? But you know what? They have it in the case that anybody would want it or would like to try it. And I recommend it because all the stuff I talked about from this line, I mean, I do think that these two kind of go together because that's the only way that you can bleach the hair with the developer and the powder. But I feel so safe using Blonde Brilliance, and that's really what this video was about, to tell you guys that I'm so comfortable using this for my bundles because I could leave this on for as long as I wanted to. Okay, it's not going to destroy the hair. Tops, I leave it in the hair every single time I do it, might be anywhere around 20 to 30 minutes. So no more than 20 to 30 minutes, because within that time period, it should definitely lift as much as it's going to. but it doesn't fry the hair, destroy the hair, it doesn't burn the hair, and it doesn't have a foul scent that lingers and just goes everywhere like, you know, poison, which I also love because it doesn't cause migraines and things like that. But most importantly, I think that the Blonde Brilliance, it caters to healthy hair. It is bleach nonetheless. Like I said, I would never put this in my real hair. Okay, we're talking about bundles. We're talking about weave hair. We're not talking about putting this in my hair, okay? Although, like I said, with the blonding powder situation, I'm like, well, if I'm going to have a blonding powder, I might as well, you know. But nothing, even that wouldn't be on the level of just straight up mixing bleach and developer and putting it on your hair. Um, you know, that is like not the same thing, okay? What I'm talking about as far as the blonding powder and stuff, that still wouldn't hurt my hair. And even though this is a good bleach, I don't recommend that anybody just straight up bleach their hair. That's just the black and white about how I feel about that. I think there's so many ways to achieve color. You just got to look for them, okay? Because bleach is just, in my opinion, a fast alternative, which is why it's better for weave hair and definitely not good for your natural hair. And I don't care what kind of hair you have. You can have the most beautiful Indian, Peruvian hair in the world. I don't recommend that anybody bleach their hair straight up. But I love this for bundles. I love the smell. I love what it's infused with. And I don't think that any of this stuff is super expensive unless you're just going to go for the big bucks and get this big pound here. But after you buy this one time, you're pretty much set for a long time. This is going to dye a ton of bundles. And I'm so glad that I invested in it because I was just like, I don't want to keep buying these, you know. But that is my experience with the Blonde Brilliance. I'm sorry I keep looking because I don't want my camera to stop in the middle of me making this video because that would really upset me. But if you guys have any questions, please leave your questions down below. Like I said, I am new to the bleaching world, but from my experience, I like this way better than the BW2. And I'm going to stay with Blonde Brilliance and just continue to bleach my hair using Blonde Brilliance because I think that it is the healthiest option to preserving my hair longer because, you know, it's just not harshly, it's like it's not processing the hair so harshly. So that's my experience. These are some of the products that I've used. If you guys want to share anything, just leave it down below and I'll check it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys in my next video.